Welcome back. All right, how about another news of the day video for all you fine people on the internet? Yep, it's July 15th. I think this is the deadline for accepting qualifying offers. So a little bit busier today than it has been for roughly a week. And Kuznetsov's agent has come out and denied that he's signed in the KHL, but kind of cagey in the response too, in that he admits offers have been made. So the question becomes, did the KHL leak something out, hoping to put a little bit of pressure on Kuznetsov? Is Kuznetsov considering making this move and maybe not filling his agent in 100% on it, because we've seen players switch agents? Or are we seeing another report come out of Russia that ends up not necessarily being 100% accurate? These things do happen. We've talked about that before. We'll see what happens though with Kuznetsov, because there's the debate too about maybe they're not sure how to handle this. Maybe they're not sure if they can buy it out, or if they can just terminate the contract equally so he can go play in the KHL. Maybe the NHL hasn't been, looped in. Anyways, we'll see what happens and if this goes anywhere. But I'll be here to report on it when it does. And if I'm in Disneyland at the time, I'll get my phone out and do a video from wherever in Disneyland. All right, trade to talk about, another minor deal. The Senators involved again, and they're clearing up that goaltending issue they've had where they've just had too many guys and not enough ice time. Kevin Mandolese, restricted free agent, goes to Colorado, along with a 2026 seventh round pick. Ottawa gets back a 2026 sixth round pick. So very minor trade. Mandolise's rights now go to Colorado, where I assume he's going to get signed. Gives him a little bit of depth in net. And I don't mind Mandolese. I think he's all right. But again, Sogard's just been signed by Ottawa. You only have so many positions available when it comes to goaltending. The Dallas Stars signing their first-round draft pick of this year, Emil Hemming. He was a number 29 pick, so he signs his entry-level contract. We'll see whether or not he pushes his way into a job over the next couple of years. Keeping in mind it's not easy with Dallas right now. They've got a pretty loaded roster. The big news signing-wise today, Quinton Byfield, the reason for Kings gear. He has signed a 5-year extension with the LA Kings. So they must have seen that article about how, the Kings are a little bit vulnerable to an offer sheet if one was put out there. That is no longer going to be an issue with Byfield as he signs a 5-year extension, $6.25 million cap hit. So what this means is that, Byfield's taken care of. He gets a $5.5 million signing bonus this season, meaning as soon as you put pen to paper, that's $5.5 million he gets for signing. So that's pretty good. That's not bad. Now, the team currently has $2.91 million in cap space remaining, and they have Spence and Kaliev still out there as restricted free agents. So the work's not done yet for Rob Blake, but they're right up against the cap ceiling. And with Kaliev, I would think they'd probably sign him to a lower term deal, probably not a large cap hit. I'll be interested to see what Spence gets, but of course there's been a lot of speculation about whether or not Kaliev will still be on the LA Kings once we reach October. Will he still be there? Questions out there. Anaheim, couple of signings to talk about here. Nestorenko accepts his qualifying offer from the team. It pays $874,125 at the NHL level and only $70,000 at the AHL level. So that's a good motivator to keep you at the NHL right there. And Lacombe. I like Lacombe as a third pairing depth guy. 2-year deal for Lacombe, $900,000 per season for Lacombe. So there's 2 more restricted free agents off the board. And Beckman, who was traded by Minnesota to the New Jersey Devils, has signed a 1-year 2-way deal. Beckman will make $775,000 at the NHL level, so that's league minimum. $125,000 at the NHL level. Ville Heinola, a player that I'd love to see the Jets really legitimately give a chance to. He has signed a 2-year extension with the Winnipeg Jets worth $800,000 per season. Again, I like Heinola. I think he could be perfectly fine in that third pairing. We'll see whether or not he gets that opportunity this season. It couldn't hurt to give him that look in the preseason and just see what he can do there. But Heinola's been stuck in the minors and not quite had the opportunity. I think he only played 10 games with the Winnipeg Jets this year, so we'll see if that changes. And then a retirement of a player that many may not be aware of, but, having watched the AHL here locally, I'm going to mention this. Brett Sutter, son of Daryl Sutter. He has announced his retirement. He was drafted back in 2005. He's 37 years of age. He played 1,090 games in the American Hockey League. He only played 60 in the AHL, and the Wranglers are keeping him around to be an assistant coach. So yeah, he will be an assistant coach for the Wranglers. I'm sure he will do well. He's a Sutter. He's behind a bench. It's kind of the natural place for a Sutter to end up. But 1,090 AHL games, I have nothing but respect for that. Players who do their time in the AHL and don't seemingly get all that concerned that break at the NHL level hasn't happened, and they just keep plugging away in the AHL where you make a lot less money and you don't really take less risk when it comes to injuries and whatnot. So all the best to Brett Sutter in retirement. He's absolutely earned it. And I'm not going to do a career video on him as of yet, but I have wanted to do a video for some time on AHL talent that have been around in that league for a long time, or guys who were in that league for a very long time. Because again, I think that when you're in a league that is arguably the second best league in the world, and I say arguably because if you say that, people will mention the KHL and the Swedish league and whatnot, but the AHL is very good hockey, and so nothing but respect for Brett Sutter for sticking around that long, playing a leadership role with the Wranglers, and now that leadership role will extend behind the bench. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. As always, don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you have not already. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.